And welcome to The Factor Uncensored. Thank you for joining us tonight. Two disturbing cases out of Mississippi. Two men found hanging. Both stories have social media fired up with questions and theories.
Ain't nobody gonna call it what it is. Ain't nobody gonna say what it is. Y'all really expect us to believe that? A 21-year-old gets hung, and now everybody wanna censor themselves. Where's the outrage? A 21-year-old black man was hung from a tree. That was somebody's son, somebody's brother, a future father. Delta State University, I better be damn sure we ain't letting go.
21-year-old DeMartravion Reed was discovered on the campus of Delta State University, and just 2 hours away, 36-year-old Corey Zucatas, a homeless man, was also found hanging from a tree. Tonight, Reed's family has retained National Civil Rights Attorney Ben Crump to demand a full investigation. Online, thousands are calling for answers, voicing their outrage, their fears, and their skepticism about what really happened. Joining us to talk about it, community activist and former NAACP head in Brazoria County, Eugene Howard, and Harris County Precinct 7, Lieutenant Gerald Wilson. Glad to have you both on The Factor Uncensored. So, Gerald, looking at these cases from the outside looking in, obviously you don't have any privilege with those cases, but your thoughts, any suspicious activity, or many people on social media are jumping the gun?
Yes, sir. Emotions are high with the past of how things have been, or with the way that society relates directly to the hangings. You think in the negative aspect automatically. One of the key things we want in law enforcement is transparency. We want to see exactly what's going on, and we want that made known as quick as possible as we can to the public and to the families, so that we can dispel some rumors and try to keep emotions calm as quick as possible.
How difficult would it be on a family in this day and age when social media is so loud and people have their theories and conspiracies, and the family could be taking all of this information in? Absolutely.
One of the best things the family has done was retain counsel from our attorney Ben Crump. They asked for a parallel investigation from the federal government, or from oversight, to work hand in hand with officials, local officials. The best thing that they can do is wait for a comprehensive investigation. That's what we asked everyone to do. The campus students, the faculty, the staff, the media, the public. It's hard when you have so much emotion involved in it, though. But we have to rely on facts. Best thing that officials can do is gather as many facts as possible. Those that they can release, share as quick as possible, create a timeline so that they can maintain and build the trust of the public.
All right. Eugene, are we moving too fast on these cases? In Corey Zucatas' case, white male there. In DeMartravion's case, black male there, student there at Delta State. What are your thoughts in addressing this and how we're approaching this as the public?
Well, I think with the climate that we're in right now, of course, conspiracy theories are always a big thing. Those things always carry or have legs, as they say. But what we really need to address is murder is wrong, period. I know everyone keeps saying we need to tone the temperature down, the both sides isms and all of that, but political violence or violence in general is not the answer to any question. So why is this such a big deal? Because we know, like for instance, unfortunately, we know what happened last week. And because of what happened last week, we had HBCUs and other institutions being attacked for no reason. So people are really on edge right now. People are really being censored about their certain comments about certain individuals, which will lend to think about why would this black man in Mississippi, with the political and historical violence that's been done and perpetuated in that state, why it would come to that conclusion. And unfortunately for the other young man, right now we know in this country we have an issue with homelessness. Whether it's in the capital, whether it's even here in the city. And unfortunately we've heard a lot of other people say we need to euthanize them, we need to get rid of them, instead of coming up with a comprehensive plan to do something about our homeless population. So when you hear people that get motivated in these echo chambers about doing something, sometimes that something is not right, and it ends up being violent murder.
And what do you say to the family, Eugene, when they hear all of this? How are they supposed to process all of this information coming at them? Well, there's this possibility, there's that possibility.
All I would say is I am not, nor either one of us are in the position to tell the family how they should receive this. This has been their family member
How would
loss.
you tell the public to handle this in respect of the family?
Well,
because that's what we've been talking about
Gotcha.
for a week now, respecting.
Well, I would still hope that the family, not to belittle that, I just would hope the family, they can receive it how they will, but just like this great officer said, hopefully they get the comprehensive report and move on that. Now, people are going to be the public, but what the public should really focus on is public domain. What can we do as a society, as a community, to make sure these egregious things don't happen again? That is the primary focus of what we can do, because all our speculation does nothing but bring more grief and sorrow to both families. When we don't have the correct answers, and sometimes administrations aren't always transparent, that great word, or forthcoming with information, it's the best to, like he said, sit on it and wait. But we also want law enforcement and elected officials not to drop the ball either. Take this serious and do what needs to be done.
Giving the public timely information, how important is that without screwing up the case?
It's critical. Giving the public information so that, one, it maintains truth and it maintains the integrity of the investigation, but also at the same time it keeps emotions from erupting, or it keeps the public from generating their own narrative. But at the same time, you do not want to compromise the integrity of the investigation as a whole. The investigation's integrity is more important than temporary emotions, because in the end, if you lose the integrity of the investigation, there's no regaining the trust of the public.
So, as we say goodbye to this segment, are you skeptic about what you're seeing out of Mississippi? Do you have some real concerns?
I mean, as they say, history will repeat itself if we don't learn from our previous mistakes, and unfortunately, America seems to be wanting to go backwards. So all we can do is hope for the best.
All right.